Yes, people. So today we're talking about planning your end from the beginning. Let's go. Now, when it comes to sports such as the NBA or basketball and the NFL, American football, particularly those two sports, I've seen a lot of the young guys understand in terms of the financial IQ, or you hear a lot of the former players talk about financial IQ than football. You hear them talking about protecting the money, you're hearing about different ventures, etc., business classes that NBA plays before they join the NBA that they got to go and do to learn that it's a business, that you're representing the franchise, and the franchise is signing your player because they want you to represent the company, as opposed to you coming in there and just messing it up. So they understand the business acumen of the sport, and that's why you see a lot of them making the money. Number two is protecting the money. Now they're getting a good legal team around them. You know, for me, I talk to footballers and they still don't themselves to understand about tax, and then they get the money gets paid in and they're just bleaching it out. And then when they get sent on January for them to pay a bill, they're confused. They don't know what to do. You know, they're overspent. They think that money is net or whatever. And yes, they can get appearance fees, etc. But it's good for you to have that financial IQ. We look happened to Shaquille O'Neal, for example. He got paid his first £1 million check. He blew it in a day, buying free cars, etc. He ended up buying a book of Business for Dummies, I believe it was, a great podcast which he had with Grant Cardone. I encourage you all to have a listen to that very good, insightful video. So what am I saying? I'm saying this because when you see the great athletes of our time, such as Michael Jordan, who at a young age, if you watch the movie Air, obviously we knew this before, Michael Jordan was one of the first players to get involved in this signature shoe and not just take a little cash up front. He wanted percentage over the lifetime deal of the shoe, and we know he's changed the game forever in terms of that aspect. When you see people like Ronaldo, and I believe we probably see more Ronaldo talking more about his business on the side once he's finished playing the game. I know he's doing a lot of stuff in real estate in America. I knew that a few years ago. And there's loads of players involved in it. And I feel that we hear Akinfenwa talk about money, about getting into business, etc. And I feel that this part of the game is not spoken about so often. I feel that most of you get into football and some of you are going to make good money and you're just blowing it. And if you are making a little money, you're blowing it on foolishness. And because you got to understand that football is a short-term game. You got to understand it's a lifespan. You know, you can get injured like Izzy Brown. Izzy Brown's injured. He had to retire at the age of, I believe, 26. You know, hopefully he's saved his money well and he's got a new venture that he's going to do in order for him to, you know, maintain the lifestyle he's had, number one, and number two, to make more money and make a new legacy for himself as Izzy Brown in his next venture. We look at Michael Johnson, for example, Man City player. Like, he was a big baller, came out of the academy with Michael Richards, ended up having a series of injuries, led to having a mental health breakdown, and he ended up retiring at a young age of 24 years old. Good thing he had a restaurant he opened up a few years, and then also he's gone into real estate as a real estate agent. So that's just a number of one of the two players. I did mention this in my book about planning from the end, from the beginning as a young player, and I believe that this is very important because, listen, you know, you've got to understand the greats, the best in the world, the best footballers in the world already planned their end from the beginning. They already have. Even though they have not come out and said it, I'm telling you now, they already planned the end from the beginning. The best, the biggest ones you can ever think about already planned the end from the beginning. So when it comes to tea time for them to finish football, it's just a smooth transition. Yes, some of them will struggle because it's not the norm. They're going to get used to getting up to training, but majority of them have a smooth pathway into the next venture of their careers. So if you like more information on this, and to also look at other players like Flamini, who's I think he's in the billionaire status. He's made a lot of money through his business, and many other players that's done really well. Whilst they were playing football, they were studying. Most of them got degrees so they can enter into different fields. We look at what happened to George Weah, for example. I want you to understand that it's important for you to get the end from the beginning. So if you want more information, like I said, you can go and get the book, and there's a whole chapter on this, and let me know how you get on with it. And if you need any help in this area, feel free to message me on Instagram or email me at info@keishapress.com. I'm here to help. Let's go.